Okay, so good day sa inyong lahat. So for today, we will continue our discussions about GDP, no? So um, nung nakaraan, no, we talked about the nominal and real GDP, no? So bakit natin pinag-usapan yung nominal and real GDP? Kasi we will now be using those ideas or those concepts no sa pagsosolve ng GDP deflator. Dito makikita na rin natin yung price differences no gamit yung real data no yung data natin from the GDP. So paano ba natin masosolve yung GDP deflator? So that will be GDP deflator is equals to nominal GDP divided by real GDP times 100 no so para makita natin yung GDP deflator no so let's try to solve this no let's try to solve. Sabi nga nila mathematics is done through examples, so let's try to solve this using our example no. So gamitin natin tong idea. So if you are able to screenshot the slides, do so para makasunod tayo sa ating discussion. So sabi natin nominal GDP divided by real GDP. In this example, probably given na yung nominal GDP and real GDP. Pero sa mga exams natin, probably I'll be asking you to solve for the nominal and real GDP, no? So kung hindi mo pa napapanood yung video na yun, balikan mo yon no para alam mo kung paano mo siya isosolve. Pero for this example, for the sake of learning it faster, binigay ko na yung GDP and the real GDP and nominal GDP. Let's try to solve it. Let's try to solve first for the GDP of 2020 no. So GDP of 2020 our given, so this 2020, so our given here is 2000, okay, 2,314 billion. That's the nominal GDP. Okay. Divided by the real GDP of 2,058 billion. Okay. So let's divide it, then times it to 100 so that we get the GDP of the 2020. No. So allow me to solve it for you. Okay. Okay, so let's try to solve it. So that's 2,314 divided by 2,058. Again, 2,314 divided by 2,058. That will be 1.1243 and so on and so forth. Let's times it to 100 and let's get the two decimal places. So the GDP deflator will be 112.43. Okay? 112.43. So, yan yung sa 2020 natin. Let's now get the 2021. Okay? So, ganun pa rin, no? Let's use nominal GDP. That's 2,000. Okay? 2,601 billion. Okay? Divided by 2,135 billion. Okay? Times 100. Okay? So, that will be 2,601 divided by 2,135. Okay, times 100. Okay, so that will be $121 or 121.83. No, always always get the two decimal places for that. Okay? So, nakita ko na natin yung both for the 2020 and 2021. Pero paano natin siya magagamit in order for us to see the price difference? Of course, we'll be computing for the percentage change. Naalala ba natin yung formula? So, ang gagawin natin, the new deflator, no? GDP deflator minus the old GDP deflator divided by the old times 100. No? So, ganun ang gagawin natin. So, to solve that, let's use the new. The new is the newest, the 2021. So, 121.83 divided by our minus 112.43 divided by 112.43 times 100, no? Para makuha natin yung percentage change. Okay, so 121.83 minus 112.43 equals to 9.4 divided by 112.43, okay, times 100. Okay, so that will be 8.36%. No? So, yan yung ang nangyari. So, tumaas yung presyo from 2020 to 2021 ng 8.36%. Okay, so ganun yung idea. So, balikan natin yung slide natin. Again, again. Okay. Okay? So, makikita natin dito. So, from 2020, no, from 2020 to 2021, tumaas siya ng 8.36%. Okay? So, 8.36% ang itinaas ng presyo ng 2020 to 2021. So, ganun lang kasimple, no? Ganun lang kadali. Using the GDP deflator, no? So, pero, no, mas maganda, no? Mas maganda meron pang isang way, no? Meron pang isang way na para makita natin yung price differences, no? So, let's continue with our slides first. Okay? So, okay. So, let's now talk about the GNP deflator. Now measures the average price of the changes of goods and products. No? So makita na natin yung percentage. Pero pwede din natin gamitin yung customer price index. It's the measure it measures the average of price change of a basket of consumers' goods and services commonly produced by the households. So makikita natin dito yung price basket. So let's try to solve it. No, let's go to the ang tawag dito to the problem first. No, so CPI is equals to CPI. Ganito natin siya kukunin. Cost of market basket in current year divided by cost of the market basket in the base year. Current divided by the base year. Okay? So current divided by the base year. Tandaan natin yan. Yan ang gagamitin nating formula. Maya lamang. Now, puntahan natin yung problem na yan. Okay? Puntahan natin yung problem na yan. Let's try to solve that problem. Okay? Okay, allow me to go to my drawing board again. Okay. So, malinaw na tayo dyan. Okay, let's now go to this one. Okay. Let's now go to this one. So, sabi doon, the CPI is used to measure the cost of the total basket of goods. Total baskets of goods. So, yung typical, no, typical na binibili ng mga tao during the year, no, during the year. Pero dito in our example, this is it's a basket of goods that a family, typical family will buy for a week, no? Sabi doon, a typical household in nation of Jacksonia, no? They buy 4 loaves of bread, 3 pounds of cream cheese, and 8 books a week. No? So makikita natin yung prices dictates 2015, 2016, and 2017. No? Ang problem natin, we will calculate 2017 CPI using 2016 as the base year, 2015 CPI using the base year of 2016. So 2016 will be our base year. Because we'll calculate the inflation, no? Inflation between, no? So ganun yung gagawin natin. Then we will be describing we will describing our solutions. No, let's go. Ang unang-una natin gagawin dito sa CPI, we will get the market value. Paano natin kukunin yung market value? It's the price, no? It's the price. We will now be multiplying it to the quantity sold, no? So 1, 3, and 8, di ba? So gano'n, no? So 1, 3 and 8. Ay, mali. Sige, para hindi kayo malito. Okay, so 1, 3, and 8. So, ganyan. So, 1 sa 4, 4 loaves. 3 sa pounds. 8. Ganun din sa ibang year, no? So, i-multiply natin siya dyan sa quantity sold. Di ba? So, katulad din ng ginagawa natin kanina, pero ito kasi naka-word. No? Naka-word problem siya. Kaya medyo baka malito tayo. No? Pero ganun yung gagawin natin. So, let's try to solve first all the market values for all of this given, no? So let's go. Let's try to solve first for 2015. So that will be $1 times ilan ang loaves? 4 loaves plus $3 times 3 pounds of cream cheese plus $10. Okay, 10 times 8 books. Okay, so we'll solve that. That's 4, 9, and 80. Okay, so 89, so 93. Okay, so $93 ang market value for 2015. That's all for the 2016. So that's 2 is 4. Saan natin kinuha yung 4? Dito, sa loops. Okay, plus 6 times $3. So natin kalimutan. Okay, plus 20 times 8. Okay, let's try to solve. So that will be 8. Okay, that will be 18. Okay, and that will be 80. Or sorry, that will be okay, 88. Yeah, that's 160. 160. Okay, so let's add. Okay, let's add 10. Okay, 8. So, oh, sorry, 160. Yeah, okay, 160 plus 18 plus 8. So that will be $186. $186. Okay, let's get 2017. So that will be $3 times 4 plus $6 times 3. Tapos $25 times 8. Okay, so that will be 12. 18 and 25 times 8. That's 200. Okay, 200 plus 18 plus 12. So $230. So nakuha na natin yung market value, no? Sabi natin, paano natin makukuha yung CPI? That will be the cost of the market basket of the current year divided by cost of the market basket for the base year, no? Base year. Okay? So, para makuha natin. So, ang pinakang base year natin ay yung gagawin natin yung 2016. So, automatic, that will be 100. Kasi, task times 100 pala to. No? Automatic, 100 siya. Kasi, base year, so that will be 186. Divided, current year, 186. So, 186 divided by 186, that's 1 times 100. So, that will be 100. No? So, automatic na ganun yung mangyayari dyan. No? So let's solve for this one. 2015 daw. No? Sabi tayo, calculate the CPI for the 2015. So ang current year natin, 2015. So 2015 natin, 93. 93 divided by 186 times 100. Let's try to solve. No? So 93 divided by 186 is equals to 0.5 times 100. So that would be 50%. No, 50%. Okay, so let's go to 2017. Base year natin 2016 pa rin. So current year, so that will be 230 divided by 186. Okay? So that's 1 point sorry. Okay, again. That's one. The current year will be 230. So 230 divided by 186. So 1.236 and so on and so forth times 100. So that will be 123. Okay, 123. Okay? So anong ibig sabihin nito? No? So we will try. No, nakuha na natin yung CPI ng bawat isa. Pero paano natin makukuha? So sulat muna natin yung CPI, no? So sa 2017, that's 123%, no? Pagdating sa 2015, that's 50%. No, calculate the inflation rate between 2015 to 2016. Paano natin makukuha? So, syempre gagamitan ulit natin ng price difference, no? Change, percentage change. Okay? So, allow me to do it here for you. Kung makikita natin dito, no? So, our inflation, no? So, makikita natin the price, calculate the rate from 2015 to 2016. Makikita natin from $1 from 2015, it become 2. Tapos, from $3 from 2015 to 2016, naging 6. So, from 10 to 20. So, basically, the the price was double. So probably, that's 100% inflation, no? 100% kasi nadoble yung presyo, no? And now, let's look at this one, no? For 2016 to 2017, nakita natin dito, from 100, it grows to 23, no? 23%. So, 100 to 123. So, probably, tumaas siya ng 23%, no? So, ganun yung pinaka-idea, no? Ganun yung pinaka-idea niya. Describe the reason why the inflation rate between 2016 to 2017 might overstate changes in the cost of living. Tingnan natin dito, no? Tumaas siya tumaas ulit siya ng bahagya sa 2017 yung presyo ng loaf of bread, no? Pero more or less dun sa cream cheese, no? Sa cream cheese, nagstay na siya diyan. Tapos yung sa book, tumaas lang din ng bahagya, no? So hindi na ganoon kalaki yung pagtaas, no? Hindi na ganoon kalaki yung pagtaas. So probably babalik tayo dun sa mga na-discuss natin yung una, the law of supply and demand. So probably nagbago, no? Nagbago yung priorities ng different households, no? So that's why, no? So probably mas nag-iba yung mga binibili, no? Nag-iba yung binibili. So probably from bread they changed to something, from cream cheese siguro hindi na cream cheese yung ginagamit most of the time, no? Sa book siguro since 2017 na gusto na yung internet. So maraming nagbago, maraming nag-change, no? So probably ganun yung nangyari, ganun natin siya pwedeng ma-interpret, no? So I hope this lesson is clear for you. Again, if you have any questions, you may visit me or you may ping me on my Facebook or messengers or in our group. So again, thank you and have a great day.